So the message of today is, be very careful not to conflate, confuse or broadly tarnish all Xbox, PlayStation, Nintendo and PC gamers with the same brush. Not everybody is a mindless superfan, and yet I suppose quite a few will simply read the video's title and downvote this video without listening to the substance and reasoning of my arguments. As for the intelligent beings watching, it's Wednesday, August 26. Welcome back, Foxy Games UK new and existing subscribers. Hey there, how the heck are you? Me? Well, thanks for asking. I felt a lot better, and thanks to the latest Windows 10 update, my desktop and laptop are freaking out over a variety of issues like no audio, Wi-Fi drops, blue screens, apps missing or relocated, you name it, and it's taken 2 days for me to get everything as it was, which neatly segues into our first news story. So what with the recent Halo delay debacle due to its underwhelming reception and Microsoft's extremely hard-headed, stubborn decision to proceed with cross-gen development solely in the interest of Game Pass revenue, don't think for a minute Microsoft care about the consumer not being left behind, in spite of whatever its PR line is. Many of you know my opinion on Game Pass. It's no secret, and I've been warning you about this for a long time now. This is purely about pushing Game Pass subscriptions. Allow me to extrapolate. After all, Microsoft did not hesitate to kill off any of its previous generation consoles for the next gen. Xbox lasted, 4 years until its successor, Xbox 360 launched, and on the advent of Xbox One, Microsoft completely stopped supporting the Xbox 360. Some will say, well, that was then, the industry has changed dramatically, and yeah, I would accept that, if it wasn't for the fact that it indeed was Microsoft alone who initiated the changes, like it always does when it cannot win. Destroyed the notion of exclusives? Check. Erode over time the popularity of physical game releases? Check. Finally, dump all games on a value-driven subscription service irrespective of quality? Check. Need I remind you, it was Microsoft who monetized online multiplayer, forcing anyone who wants to play with friends to pay. Meanwhile, Xbox Live on PC is totally free. Go figure. Way to support your die-hard loyal fan base, Microsoft, and to make it standard so that even Sony and Nintendo now charge its user base to pay to play online. Yeah, you can thank Microsoft for that one. And people want to convince me Microsoft are pro-consumer and Sony is anti-consumer. Yeah. So we live in a topsy-turvy world where the truth has become the lie and the lie has become the truth. Though much like IGN's Xbox Unlocked podcast host, Ryan McCaffrey's very honest tweet, and I quote, "I was wrong to drink the current gen won't hold back next gen Kool-Aid." So I'll be relaying the full uncut Twitter exchange shortly, though you'd be rather foolish accusing McCaffrey of media bias here. It is common knowledge McCaffrey has a preference for Xbox. Ask yourselves, do you truly believe you'd still be enjoying the high-quality AAA Sony PS4 exclusive releases such as God of War, Horizon Zero Dawn, Spider-Man, The Last of Us Part 2, and the most recent of Sony Interactive Entertainment's releases, the excellent and extremely successful Ghost of Tsushima? Gameplay as seen in this video, do you think the quality would be as rich if these aforementioned titles were shoved into a PlayStation Now package day and date? And what about PS5 future releases? Highly doubtful, right? It says a lot when even the Game Awards founder and host Jeff Keighley publicly tweeted his thoughts on the current state of Game Pass, referring to it as basic cable without HBO. But we want HBO. Well, I guess he's biased too, right? Basic cable. That was clearly a dig at Xbox's quantity over quality, not so smart delivery. Many, including I, kind of hoped Microsoft would come to its senses and drop Halo Infinite Xbox One support, though enter the gamesindustry.biz report. 343 Industries quashed rumors of Halo Infinite dropping Xbox One support. The new game will not be delayed any further and will support current gen Xbox hardware in spite of the backlash. Here's the full story. So 343 Industries has squashed the rumors that its launch plan for Xbox Halo Infinite is set to change again. Halo Infinite was supposed to launch alongside Xbox Series X this year, but Microsoft pushed it really back to an unspecified point to 2021. While the impact of the pandemic was cited as a key factor in the need for more development time, I mean, this pandemic is hardly a new thing. We've been suffering with it for several months now, so that's quite a convenient excuse. But a recent leak from an alleged source on the Reset Era forum, as reported by VG247 or 24/7, suggested deeper issues on the project. The leak indicated that the real need to make the game work on Xbox One hardware was very difficult. Part of Microsoft's grander strategy to collapse the barriers between generations was the main area of difficulty. The source suggested that dropping support for Xbox One and a delay into 2022 were both being considered by 343 Industries. However, the rumour has been roundly dismissed by 343 and was insistent that the delay into 2021 is the only change to its plans. Here's a quote. "We're seeing lots of fake leaks out there, so please don't believe everything you read," said John Junsiak, a community manager at 343. "There are no plans to change our 2021 release or the devices and platforms we'll be supporting. We're building Halo Infinite to be the best it can be on each device and platform." Well, that is unfortunate. Halo Infinite certainly isn't a typical release for the franchise. In addition to working across 2 generations of Xbox hardware, it will also be available day and date to Game Pass users, and its multiplayer mode will be free to play on PC and Xbox. And our friends over at PSU.com have reported similarly. PS5 and Xbox Series X games are held back by current gen technology, and it again refers to IGN's Ryan McCaffrey. So current generation hardware is currently being held back. Titles for the PS5 and Xbox Series X will suffer as a detriment, according to IGN editor Ryan McCaffrey, who has spoken to a number of developers to back up his claims on the matter. So McCaffrey took to Twitter to share his comments and was briefly joined by noted insider Shinobi602, is what the IGN editor had to say. "I was wrong to drink the current gen won't hold back next gen Kool-Aid. I've talked to enough people now, and it might make sense for some games, but not AAA, system seller kinds of big budget productions. Cut bait on the old hardware. I want to see what the new stuff can do." And Shinobi602 replied, "Games will always be developed with the lowest common denominator. I hate to even approach it negatively, but it's not honestly. Cross-gen games are fine, but if you want the same experience across the board, including lower SKUs, you have to design around that feature set." And that should pretty much tell you everything you need to know. Now let's be absolutely clear about this. The only reason Microsoft won't abandon current gen development for years to come is Game Pass. Regardless of the impact to next generation Xbox Series X quality, this decision is solely about subscription revenue. Don't think for 1 second it cares that you have to wait. It's not about what you want. Personally, I only use Game Pass to play those titles I really would never have, and to this day still wouldn't purchase. Game Pass has never convinced me to rush out and buy a game I wasn't already interested in. Look, I don't know about you, but to me it honestly feels like Microsoft's entire Xbox business model has an unhealthy, detrimental effect on quality because of an imbalance in the force, primarily due to the over-focus on subscription revenue with less regard for the love, passion, and creative art of the video game development process. The truth is, Game Pass, although on the surface pro, pun intended, seems beneficial and of great value to consumers, long term it is unsustainable, and what you will increasingly see is an abundance of semi-AA, older AAA and commercially/critically failed AAA games, and of course those indies we know and love. Now, a very low percentage of Game Pass's 100 titles will be high-quality AAA blockbusters. In fact, it will be mostly Microsoft's titles, Gears, Halo, Forza, that will carry the service due to day-and-date releases. Now, I'm not saying Game Pass as a whole is a bad thing. I mean, it has its benefits for sure, and like I intimated, I am currently subscribed to it. But what I am saying is I think Microsoft's direction and over-reliance on it is a bad idea. Sony's PS Now model is presented as a choice. Sony wants you to continue to buy its games at retail or digitally, and at the end of the day it really ought to be about choice, not trying to funnel users into a all-subscription future while Microsoft attempt to dismantle the traditional way of gaming, all because it failed miserably to lead market share in the console sector. And I hear Perfect Dark Reboot is Microsoft's big secret AAA blockbuster, and that could very well be an excellent offering. But then I think about Halo Infinite, cross-gen, and Game Pass, and well, you know. With the notable members of the gaming media now speaking out against Game Pass quality and the developers pretty much unhappy with possibly mandated extra work involved with cross-gen development on Xbox, perhaps Microsoft will reconsider its plans. But if not, I think the writing is on the wall for Xbox. Though what say you? Go ahead, sound off, share your thoughts and opinions on today's news, because that unfortunately brings us to the end of another video, but let's continue the discussion cordially in the comments. And for all your current and next gen news updates, rumour and rampant speculation, hit the like button, spread the word, and yes, keep it locked to Foxy Games UK for the absolute honest, frank and candid point of view on gaming. Subscribe to Foxy Games UK, remember to hit the notification bell so you never miss content, thumbs up if you like it here, and to help us reach more like-minded gamers, simply by sharing this video. Consider supporting Foxy Games UK via Patreon. A link in this video's description is available. I truly appreciate the support. But that concludes our time together on this tumultuous day. Certainly was great hanging out. Until the next time, do play games, not corporations.